Next show is Chicago, which comes to Brisbane in March,
Yes.
and then it'll be in Sydney in May.
Yes.
Actually, we were at the auditions for the ensemble dancers to film them. What do you look for? I mean, the Fosse style of choreography is amazing. You know, it's stimulating. It's very sexy. From a producer's point of view, that's a creative producer. What were you looking for? What were the American team looking for in their dancers?
Right. That was certainly people that could do the Fosse style. That was without a doubt. The next thing was, without being outrageous, was the total look of the individual in the boys and the girls. And you know, we had dancers in that were fantastic dancers, but the look was not what they were looking for.
Sure.
And you know, this production of Chicago, and you've seen the photographs and all that, it's a really hot, sexy look for boys and girls. And you know, I think we've put together now a cast that will look really fantastic and be able to deliver at the same time.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's excellent. You've got some major celebrities in Chicago. An amazing list: Caroline O'Connor, Sharon Milchip. Was it hard to bring such a talented group of individuals, with most of them high profiles, together in one production?
No, it was really easy. Caroline O'Connor spoke, and I spoke about this 18 months ago.
Yeah.
She's always wanted to do it, and she's always wanted to come back because she sees Chicago as probably one of the pinnacles in her career, because she's done it here in Australia 10 years ago. She's done it on Broadway, and she's done it somewhere in Israel, I think, and in London. And the thing is, she said to me she's concentrated on doing one-woman shows and concerts, and she said, my bones and my muscles are hungry to get back to some serious dance. And I think that she just wanted it so much, and I think the timing fitted in well, and we moved the show, because I've had the rights for this for about 3 years or 4 years now, and I've just sat on it. And so I think that when she said yes, I'd love to do it, but she couldn't do it until a certain date or period, we just waited, and those dates matched up about a year ago, and we knew where we were going. And then the casting of Sharon was not cast, was in fact cast on the last day of auditions.
Wow.
Where Sharon wasn't going to come in. You know, Sharon played the Valma role in Brisbane and on tour, and she didn't really, and I hope I'm not fibbing here, but I don't think she saw herself as a Roxy. And she'd come in the last day of rehearsal in Melbourne, auditions in Melbourne, and we flew her down, and the Americans just wanted to see her, because we had there was a possibility of somebody else that wasn't so much of a name, but would have been fantastic. Sharon walked in and just blew the socks off them, and they said yes, she could do it. So we had to sort of, in a way, talk her into believing she could do Roxy, you know. So I think, and she's excited about working with Caroline, because I think they've done the odd thing, but really not as big as this. And so I think having two dynamos in those two roles will be fantastic. It'll revert back to the original sort of, you know, Bibi Newirth and Anne Reinking, you know. So you've got two powerhouses playing those two roles.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the casting of Craig McLaughlin as Billy Flynn. Again, Craig came in about 2 days before we were about to finish auditions in Melbourne. And we'd auditioned a lot of people, and we'd sort of one or two particular guys we were going to choose from. And then Craig came in, and Craig, if you don't know him, is a great salesman in selling himself. He had nailed the read, you know, he just knew how to read Billy. He was right. Vocally, he was fantastic, and you just went, oh,
wow,
that's him.
That's him. That's him. Billy in front of us.
And then Gina Riley, I was in New York. It must have been last, I don't know. Well, it must have been last September. And for some reason, I thought, wouldn't Gina be a great idea for the role? And so I just sent a text off to her husband manager and said, what do you think of this idea? probably thinking, oh, she might entertain the idea, you know, or because she hasn't done a big musical for a long time.
Yeah.
And luckily it was one of her favourite shows and her favourite role, so that wasn't hard.
That was easy.
That was really easy. And the great thing about Gina is that she's a great actress and she's a great singer. You know, a lot of people don't realise there's this huge belt there. And it's only the television over the last, you know, several years, but even before Kath and Kim, when she was doing all that other stuff, that's prevented her from dedicating more time to the theatre. And this has just come at the right time for her. So all those things came together at the right time. You know, maybe if we'd waited 6 months later or a year later, it probably would have been a different cast.
Definitely.
But they're all sort of really excited and keen about it. And I think it's sort of, and I think for the revival of this, because it was on, 10 years ago, it adds a different sort of dimension to it. And I think it's not just another production of Chicago. You know, it's Caroline coming back in one of her greatest roles. And then you've got it, you know, with 3 other great performers, stars, that are all very dangerous in their own sort of way of working and crowd pleasers, is fantastic. And then of course we have 2 great other performers, you know, playing the other 2 roles, being Mary Sunshine and Amos, so who are unknowns. And so this is sort of their first big roles, both these people. So in a way, it's sort of, I think it's good. So it's just not going to be another revival of Chicago. And of course it'll be the same production, but it'll be slick and it'll be hot and it'll be, you know, hopefully one of your favourite performers up there, or 4 of your favourite performers.
Excellent.